Welcome to the Real MacKay, the Scotland Today video blog. Fairly empty newsroom just now, actually. We're in the middle of the holiday season, of course, and it's later than we normally do it, so a lot of people are out on stories. One of the stories we're covering today, Mike Edwards, our senior reporter, is covering the exam results, and it seems that the number of passes has gone up, which is good, and hopefully if you have been waiting in the exam results today, you got what you wanted. But it got us to thinking about the new ways that the exam results are delivered, by text, by email, as well as traditionally by mail, and the horrors that conjures up. Let's hear some of the stories. So have you blocked it all out your mind? The whole opening the envelope?
I had, yeah, until I started watching Mike's report this morning in the 11 o'clock bulletin. I thought, God, remember the days where I would just wait for the postman literally to open the letterbox. We stayed in a tenement flat, so you could always hear him coming up the stairs. I was like, your heart was pounding. But by hook or by crook, actually, once, here's a real secret. Once when I saw my chemistry, I think I got a D for chemistry, failure. So when I looked at it, and I looked at the plastic sheet to see if it could be doctored. And then not realising that the actual school know your results anyway. So that's how clever I was.
Well, actually, I was in the class of 2000. Do you remember that was the year that
that was a complete mess up?
That was the complete mess up. And my results didn't arrive. And they arrived, I think it was about a week late or something. So I remember sitting each day like a dog behind the letterbox, waiting for it. But no, they didn't turn up, and it was a week late. And I reckon,
worth waiting for?
Well, you see, my reckoning is that, remember when they had this fiasco, they said that they would just give everybody a pass. And I think, well, they said that they would give pupils, because there was a lot of the exam papers had gone missing. And they said that the ones that had gone missing, they would just give them a pass. So a pass was a C, so I reckon that...
They just gave you a pass?
I reckon there was a
You're
lot
doing
of
yourself
passes.
down, Sean.
Yeah.
You're doing...
Well, they were all obviously A's and B's. It's just that they got lost, so...
right,
so
I see.
Yeah.
So you actually think you were shortchanged by that?
I think I was certainly shortchanged by the
should have been
2000 fiasco.
8 A's instead of 8 C's.
That's right.
8 dodgy C's.
Well, they weren't all C's, there was a
couple of D's and E's as well.
No D's and E's.
Laura, even more recent for you. So, what do you remember the whole opening up your exam results?
It's so nerve-wracking. I just remember sitting in the doorstep waiting for the postman at like 7 in the morning, and he was always late because he had so many, obviously, results to deliver. But no, it was just awful.
Of course, if your mother's a teacher, then the pressure was even greater.
Yes, and my dad's a teacher as well. So I was like, oh my God, maths and history. You were like, oh no.
Yeah, I remember I was on holiday one year, and I had to get my mum to open it and phone me. Yeah, that wasn't good.
Oh.
That wasn't good because you're waiting for the phone to ring, which I think is maybe even worse than opening the envelope.
I have to say that's what happened to me on 2 years running. I was away, so I had to phone, and you could tell by the person's voice at the other end before they even told you.
Yeah.
Right, I've got them here. Well, it's that well. You think, oh no, in the name. So it still sends a shudder.
For me, I kind of expected it, but my older brother had a really bad situation where he opened this envelope, pulled out some results and saw D, and his heart sank, and he thought, oh no, and then realised it was for cake decorating. So he was then, okay, that's fine, cake decorating, so yeah.
He sat an exam in cake decorating.
He did, it was one of those filler classes that you can take, and he failed miserably.
I think that's a blog in itself. We maybe need to get your brother in here to talk about cake decorating. Yes, but you're glad to be past all that.
Absolutely, and I'd like to say that it doesn't really matter if you don't get what you need. Don't worry.
You can end up working at STV.
You can end up working at STV. Yeah.
I'm going in a sweat just thinking about it. Oh no. It's horrible. Oh, it's the most horrible day. I remember it. Sorry, is this what you want to talk to me about? Yeah. I remember it, getting my exam results. I don't so much remember O grades. Was it O levels back then? I can't remember. But I remember getting my higher results, and it was the most terrifying morning of my life. Because of course, as I can say this now because I'm old enough to not upset my mum and dad, but I kind of kidded them on that I had studied a lot more than I actually had. And so when it came through, they were expecting me to have done well because of all the work I had done. And of course, I knew that I had just been sitting in my room listening to music.
I remember that I was very, very nervous, especially about my hires. It's at 5, and it was the year where everything got messed up.
Oh, Sean's the same.
Oh my goodness, it was the worst because you were standing on the other side of the door. I had to stop myself from running up the street to get the postman and like mug him for my results. And yeah, just not really knowing, at all if you would get all your results that day or even if you'd passed them. So yeah, it's very nervous.
It was really dragged out. Sean was saying he had to wait about a week or so before he actually got his results through. Was it?
Yeah, that's right. It was the same for me, and all of my classmates, we all got ours at different times. So, some people had them, some people didn't, and a lot of the results weren't encouraging. So,
glad to be past it all.
Very much so.
It seems tremendously important at the time, but only takes a few years later and it's just kind of slips from the memory entirely. It's that very sort of strange...
It's a self-protection thing though, isn't it?
I think it probably is.
It certainly is in my case.
Obviously I got the exam results I was looking for. You sit your exams, you certainly aim high, and you certainly, in my case, you certainly get the results that you were expecting, and that's why I'm continuing my career as a brain surgeon to this day,
I got into uni, I got in unconditionally with my exam results.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you remember the tension of it all?
I remember not being able to sleep and my mum watching me open it up and that not really helping matters. Yeah.
But it worked out well.
Yeah, got into uni, got out of uni, then I ended up here.
Couldn't have worked out better, could it?
Could not, no.
To get your exam results in England, you don't wait for the postman.
You don't know. I mean, you can get them delivered to the house, but from memory, everybody went to the school.
Why?
I don't know, really. It was just the way it worked. You turned up at the school, you went into a room, you were handed an envelope, and then you stood in big groups of people and you opened it in front of everybody.
That's horrible.
I remember when I got my A-level results, my mate opened his first and he got 5 A stars. So everybody else was like...
He was just too cocky for words.
He was, yeah, but he kind of ripped it open and then blurted it out. So before anybody had a chance to look at their own. So
I can't imagine anything worse than opening them up in front of your peers. I mean,
it was pretty nerve-wracking. I know a couple of my mates didn't do as well as they'd hoped as well. So it was kind of tears and kind of all just didn't see him for the rest of the day. Everybody else went to the pub and they weren't to be seen. School? Yeah. Yeah.
We'll not encourage that. But I see. Yeah, you're 21. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
21 still at school. That's
no,
fine.
You're right. I wasn't 18 at the time, was I? That's bad. You shouldn't do that.
So you had to go to school to get your exam results in front of all your pals?
Yeah, but they had to do the same as well. It's the same for everyone.
No, up here you can, you can weep in the privacy of your own home.
You'd still have to tell your friends what you'd got.
In your own good time.
I think when it came to A-levels, you didn't have time to be distraught if you'd done badly. You had to go and start making phone calls, see if anyone would take you.
Well, we'll finish it on that note. Well, apparently 98% of those who sat standard grades in Scotland passed, and 73% passed or higher. So hopefully you've done pretty well. You've been through all the agonies, but so has everybody. And we hope you got what you wanted. And you can hear and see how some people get on in Scotland Today tonight at 6. We'll see you then.